Hello everyone and welcome! I have one more background for you doing the squeegee painting technique. I would have made more, but I restricted myself to just two. I just really wanted to make a background with horizontal lines. If you haven't seen my previous video, I shared what I learned with some tips about making these backgrounds. I will leave the link to this video in the description if you would like to see it. But let's make this background. I taped my cardstock onto a board using a washi. You could also use a painter's tape. This is very helpful because you can place the paint on top of the tape. I used various colors of paint and I applied it along the left side of the panel. I applied small dots of paint so the lines are not too thick. I was going to add those dots along the whole side of the cardstock, but then I realized my squeegee is too small, so I created two sections with the dots, at the top and at the bottom. Once I was happy how I applied the paint, I took my squeegee and I swiped from left to right, first at the top and then at the bottom. I actually made a mistake here. I didn't clean my squeegee before swooping the paint at the bottom. But as I said in my previous video, it is difficult to mess up these backgrounds. And this is a perfect example of that. While this was not what I was going to do, this was not planned, I did not consider it as a mistake. And I really like the result. And it also inspired me to add more stripes. So I let the panel dry. First, I used a black paint. I applied the paint with my brush and I placed the paint at 3 places along the side. Here it didn't go exactly as I wanted as well. The lines were a little bit too wide than I wanted, but I just was going with the flow. After the background was dry, I wanted to add more of the bright pink and I also used metallic silver and metallic gold. I just wanted to see how it looked. As you see, you could not really see any of the colors, but the gold and silver you could see in the light. They were really shiny. So I let the panel dry and then I adhered it onto a white card base. For this card, I used the same greeting as I did for the card in the previous video. I stamped and heat embossed a big bold sentiment on a vellum. And as you can see, I used very tiny pieces of double-sided foam tape and I placed them behind the letters so you don't see them. The greeting I stamped with a black ink, and because I was using a vellum, the ink didn't dry. So to prevent it from smudging, I used a clear embossing powder to set it in. Here you can see the finished card in a close-up. You can see the metallic ink in the light. It is really shiny. And in my opinion, it looks really cool. To me, the whole card looks pretty cool. Make sure you check out my previous video with another abstract painting. I share here a few tips about this technique. And if you would like to try out something else using acrylic paints, check out my video with this landscape painting where I painted a cactus on a beach. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video very soon.